All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Word with Ty Brownlow. I am your host, Ty Brownlow, and remember, no one is worthless, no story is worthless. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest for you. Give you a couple of words about my guest. Digital, business, strategy, longevity, all the way from Toronto. Give it up for Mr. Brodie Nero. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you?
How are you, sir?
Good. Can't complain, man. Excited for 2021. Although we're facing a lot of adversities, to say the least, here in 2020, I feel like mindset and perspective is everything. So I don't want to take away from the magnitude of how people may have been affected by this year. But I know for me, I got to keep this mind and this heart in check. So I'm looking forward to next year, man.
All right. See, now you know what? I love that positive attitude. And I also love the fact that you are a creator. You're an entrepreneur. You're out here getting things started. So let's just dive into who Brodie is, okay? All right. So you are a digital marketing strategist, okay? You started your... I don't know if it was a company, but you started something called Gram Surge. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Gram Surge was basically a company that we used special proprietary software to help people build their Instagram followers. So what happened was I did modeling before I got into entrepreneurship, and I was living in Southeast Asia in the Philippines. And I did that for about a year. I traveled between there and Singapore. And all of the models that I was up against to compete for gigs all had strong social media followings. And I said, I could see that social media at that time, this was about 4 or 5 years ago, I could see that it was going to be something that would reflect influence/authority. So I knew I had to get my numbers up. So I saw someone advertising that they helped build Instagram pages organically. Reached out to him. He helped me build my following, and they were all followers that were coming from the geographic area that I was focused on, which was Southeast Asia. So I was creating more opportunities for myself, building my network in a brand new foreign place I'd never been before. And long story short, I had a lot of success with it. About a year after that, he proposed the opportunity to me after he told me I'm one of his most successful clients. Do I want to learn how to help other people grow their social media followings? And again, being mindful at the time, seeing where social media is sort of moving and evolving to, I said, this just makes sense. Intuitively, it felt like the right move. So I locked arms with him. He helped me learn to understand the software to build other people's Instagram followings. And I kind of just fell into this social media thing. And I'd learned a lot from being in direct marketing and just networking in general in the industry. I knew how to go out and talk to people. So when I knew I had gold, I just started picking up the phone and hitting up everybody in my network. Right. And what happened was I had so many people asking me subsequent questions to growing their following. Because it's like, if I snap my finger right now and give you 10,000 more followers, what are you doing with that attention, right? What are you doing with these people? How are you sort of guiding them? Do you have a brand? Do you have a narrative? Do you have a product and or service? So what happened was all of these different people were asking me all of these questions, which I did not know the answer to keep it real with you. So this forced me to sort of go the digital marketing route, take different courses, attend conferences to learn what is digital marketing, how does it work? And, without going on too much of a rant, that's how Gram Surge was conceptualized, and I wrote it for a few years, and now it's evolved into this consulting company that I do now.
Okay, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, okay? So now, moving on, now you also did the, social media strategy for On the Run Meals there in Toronto, and basically you made it one of the fastest food delivery services in Toronto. How did all that come about?
Yeah, so I have a friend that I did some fitness modeling with over the years, and he started this company called On the Run Meals. Shout out to Gallon. And it became a startup that was just really birthed out of his condo kitchen. And we're going on our 6th year as of this March. And just in the last 2 or 3 years, I feel like when you get all of the components of digital marketing working cohesively and synergistically, you create that online infrastructure, your business will boom. So we ended up getting the right people involved to complete our online presence, if you will, and things just exploded. And we went from really just kind of barely getting by to, again, the #1 meal prep company in Toronto with really no competition at this point. We say that confidently and humble at the same time, but knowing what we're doing, the impact we're making in the community. So it's been a great thing to be a part of, because when I started on, we didn't have a lot going on 3 years ago. So to see where we're at now, the community that we built, the lives that we're changing with the solutions that we're offering, it's incredible, man. It's really incredible.
Trailblazer. He's the trailblazer, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, hey, they're getting stuff started that's never been done before. And, as you said, you're like serving a community as well. So, you're like building a community and serving the community at the same time. So I think that's very noble as well. All right. Now, man, let's talk a little bit about, COVID-19 and what it's done to businesses. And, it's forced a lot of businesses. Well, it's forced some businesses to shut their doors forever, but it's forced a lot of businesses to pivot, from the brick and mortar to the online. All right. Now, for certain businesses, mom and pops, stores or what have you, they may not be as tech savvy. They may not have, the inside intel that it would take to keep their businesses afloat. How does your firm keep those businesses from folding?
Yeah, great question. So I think the reality is that a lot of traditional businesses have really turned a blind eye to the importance of online marketing. And I think there's a couple variables that have caused people to misjudge how online marketing works. There's a lot of people how it works. There's a lot of people out there that might be not providing the best service. There's a lot of moving parts to digital marketing. And if you don't have all of these components for online marketing working together, it'll make you think that social media marketing, all this stuff is a waste of time, which I believe is the mindset of a lot of traditional and or older business owners. So as opposed to understanding it more and potentially putting it in place and being proactive, now everybody is in a reactive state as a result of COVID-19. So what my whole thing is that, I don't consider myself necessarily this overqualified person that knows everything and anything about digital marketing, but one thing I do take pride in is the fact that I know every single moving part that needs to be brought together to set up that online infrastructure. And once you've put those things in place, it's hard not to succeed online. Now, this is subjective to the business and what they're offering and, sort of their approach to this whole thing. But I'm of the belief that when you put these systems in place and they work, again, cohesively, and you're taking them seriously and putting a sincere amount of effort into it, you will thrive online. So my objective is to come in, see where you're at, what resources you do or do not have, what's working for you, what's not, and then sort of help you tear down and rebuild and position yourself to be seen, get that awareness, and then go to the bottom line agenda, which is more sales, more people coming through the doors, etc.
Okay, all right, I like that. I mean, but you have to have a plan for that, and pretty much as you said, the more traditional companies, or older companies, their mindset is just, it for whatever reason, it's just not wrapped around, progressing. It's all about the here and now and how we've been doing it. But when that is no longer feasible for you, when you have to go with the, new wave, I hope you all catch up in time because, man, like in these days and times, even waiting like a year to get started can set you back 5 years because now they're on the next thing and now you've missed that boat as well. So good tip. All right. Now, can you tell us a little bit about your e-business course you have coming out in 2021?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited about this. This is what I consider something that is for, it's great in terms of the timing that it can be for businesses that have taken a hit as a result of COVID-19. But again, my objective is to really communicate to someone that doesn't understand this online marketing stuff so well to understand simply what they need to put in place to succeed online. So it's a well-rounded course that, you know, the truth is, Ty, there's a lot of moving parts to online marketing, and you cannot be a master of all of them. But if we can educate ourselves enough to the point that we understand what they are and how they work, we can either delegate and hire out people to do them for us. We can potentially take on some of the work ourselves, because it's not rocket science. You're not building a spaceship or anything like that. We're talking about setting up a Facebook ad or an email marketing campaign or documenting a piece of content from a happy customer. As long as you know what to go out and create and put in place, you can succeed online. So my objective with this course is really to empower the business owner to set this up themselves, or at least be conversational and fluent enough in how this stuff works, so that when they go to hire someone to potentially do this professional service for them, you know, they hire the right help. Because again, there's a lot of people out there doing digital marketing. There's a lot of people out there doing social media marketing, and they are doing certain aspects of it, but a lot of it can be useless if it's not complemented with its respective counterparts to make it a working ecosystem, as I like to call it, online.
Well, as you said, it has to be cohesive.
Yeah.
And if it isn't, if you're just focusing on one aspect of social media or what have you, then how is your business ever going to grow? So you're just out here taking money, and you're wasting people's time. So yeah, I said it. He said it. We said it. There you go. All right.
I've been preaching about it quite a lot, because I see so many people getting on social media because they know they need to be there, taking a couple flicks on their phone, posting because they know they should, and then stopping there and putting a couple hashtags maybe at best, and then saying, oh, this stuff doesn't work. Well, that's not true. It doesn't work if that's all you're doing. But I mean, to give you some context, if you complement that social media post and put a few bucks behind it and run an ad that targets the area your business is located on, all of a sudden you're creating new brand awareness. If you set up an ad that has an offering such as a discount, and people can put their contact information to win that discount, then all of a sudden you now have a database that's accumulating, right? But you know, it takes you wanting to learn this stuff and trusting in someone like myself to give you that information to, again, go out there and build this ecosystem and thrive.
All right. See? Knowledge, people. Knowledge. See this man? Talk to him. He will tell you what you need. I'm trying to tell you. All right. So let me just talk a little bit about 2020. There's a lot